Hello everybody. Today we are going to discuss controlling and its importance. There's a saying, if you try to control everything, you end up controlling nothing. This brings out the importance of controlling, how important it is to understand what controlling is. Students, in this video, I've also enclosed a quiz. The link to this quiz has been given in the description box. So after going through the video, you can do the quiz and come to know how well you have understood it. Controlling. Let's start with the meaning of controlling. Controlling means ensuring that the activities in an organization are performed as per plans. So every organization has got set objectives. So in controlling, we see that these objectives are being fulfilled. But controlling is in no way it is to be considered as the last function. It is the fifth function. This is that functions which brings us back to the planning. Now come to the importance of controlling. First importance of controlling is that it helps in accomplishing organizational goals. It is in controlling that the deviations are brought to light, and what corrective action is to be taken is undertaken under controlling. For example, an organization has got a target of making 2,000 units per week, but due to some reason, the organization is able to make only 1,800 units. So it's only through controlling that we come to know that there's a deviation of 200 units. Now, how is this deviation to be removed and what corrective action is to be taken? That is all decided under controlling. Therefore, controlling helps us to achieve the organizational goals. The second importance of controlling is that it helps in judging the accuracy of standards. Now, the standards have been set by the organization, but are they accurate or how accurate are they? That can be known only through controlling. Sometimes the standards may need to be changed due to the changing environment. For example, a manager wanted to set the target for the workers. So he called a good worker, an efficient worker, and told him to start producing the goods. By half time, that worker could produce 50 units. So the manager decided that if by half time he could produce 50 units, then in the second half he would produce another 50 units. Therefore, he kept the target of 100 units per day. So next day when the workers came, he told them that everybody has to make 100 units. But the second day, even the best worker could not make 100 units. Even he could make only 90 units. And the rest of the people could make only 70 units. Why was it so? It was because the standards were not accurate. First, the manager had called the most efficient worker. So naturally his efficiency was much more than that of the others. Therefore, he made 50 units. And in the second half, the efficiency of even the best worker goes down. So this best worker could make only 40 units in the second half. And therefore, even he could make 90 units the next day. While an average worker could only make 40 units in the first half and 30 units in the second half. And therefore, they could only make 70 units. And therefore, through controlling, the manager came to know that the standards that had been set were not accurate and therefore he revised them. So this is the second importance of controlling. Then the third importance is making efficient use of resources. It is through controlling that the manager is able to reduce wastage and spoilage, and the performance of the worker can become better. Now, in an organization that was making candles, the workers were given molds in which they had to put molted wax and wick and let it solidify and then open the mold and then start putting more wax in it and make another candle. So the workers were paid according to the number of candles they made. So everybody wanted to make more and more candles. So as a result, what they were doing was that they were pouring molted wax into the mold, but they would not wait for it to set properly. They would open the mold and start pouring wax in it again so that they would be able to make more candles and thereby earn more. Now, in the end of the day, when the supervisor came to see the work, he saw that some of the candles were not standing upright. And in some candles, the wick was not in the center. Therefore, he rejected all those candles. So a worker who had made 100 candles was actually paid only 50 for 50 candles because half of them were not properly made. So this led to a lot of spoilage and wastage. Now, under control, what happens is that the manager keeps on controlling throughout. So while the workers are making, he goes about seeing how they're making, and then he would tell them that, see, you're not allowing the candles to solidify, and therefore it is tilting towards one side. So if the workers understood that, yes, this is the problem, then maybe the worker may make only 80 candles and end up earning 80. So this is how controlling helps in the efficient use of resources. And the fourth point is improving employee motivation. So if the employees know much in advance as to what is expected of them, they are better prepared to be able to achieve the standards, and this motivates them. For example, a new worker had joined the organization and the supervisor told him that you start working on that machine. The worker went and started working on that machine. End of the day, the worker could make 6 units. When the supervisor came, he said, why have you made only 6 units? Everybody else has made 10 units. You should have made 10 units. The worker said, I was never told. Nobody told me to make 10 units. You just told me to go and start working there. Had I known I had to make 10 units, I would have done that. So if the worker knew in advance what was expected of him, he would have been able to do it, and that would have motivated him. So next day, when the worker went to work, he knew that he had to make 10 units. And he made those 10 units much in time. And this motivated him that he could make it within the stipulated time. So with proper controlling, it leads to employee motivation. Then controlling also ensures order and discipline. Controlling is not only quantitative but qualitative also. These days, CCTV cameras have been installed everywhere. The supervisor just needs to sit in his room and supervise what the workers are doing without being physically present there. So this ensures discipline. Everybody knows that they're under the CCTV camera and therefore they keep doing their work. Similarly, there's biometric for the people going to work to reach there on time. So this minimizes dishonest behavior and keeps a close check on their activities. So again, this helps in productivity. And then the 6th point is facilitating coordination in action. Every department has got its standards. It is only through controlling that these standards can be set, can be achieved. And every department needs to be coordinated. If the marketing department has been given the target of selling 3,000 television, then they cannot sell 3,000 television if the production department is making only 2,500 television. So the production department target has to be achieved so that the marketing department target can be achieved. So with controlling all the department, they can achieve the target and thereby bring about coordination. And with proper coordination between all the departments, the organizational goals can be achieved. That's it in this video, children. Thanks for watching. And please do take up the quiz. And the response to that quiz will also be known as soon as you submit the quiz. Thank you.